Before the division of North and South Korea, Koreans had free roam of their land and were not controlled at all.
Korea was divided at the 38th parallel, and the North was given to Russia while the South was given to the United States after World War II. The Russians introduced a communist impact that the U.S. did not like and did not want to spread. During the division of North and South Korea, thousands of families were separated. These families have had no communication, and only a select few have been able to have a short reunion and rare events planned by the two countries. On June 25, 1950, the Korean War began when around 75,000 soldiers from the North Korean People's Army poured across the 38th parallel. It was a complete surprise attack, and the South Koreans were not ready for the attack.
These advancements were so large, in fact, that they pushed the South Koreans to the brim of the southern coast in the city of Busan. By the end of the summer, President Truman and General Douglas MacArthur decided to join the Korean War and help push the North Koreans out of South Korea, and possibly even liberate North Korea to get rid of the communism. So on September 15, 1950, General Douglas MacArthur leads an invasion into South Korea at the port of Incheon. There they won the famous Battle of Incheon, where a piece of music was written about. From there, they were able to attack the North Koreans from behind and help South Korea out of Busan.
From there, the United Nations troops go to Seoul and take it back from North Korea.
They were able to push the North Koreans out of South Korea and even farther into North Korea. At this point in October 1950, Chinese forces crossed the Yalu and entered the war.
In some of the fiercest fighting of the Korean War, thousands of communist Chinese troops launched massive counterattacks against the U.S. and Republic of Korea, driving the Allied forces before them and putting an end to any thoughts for a quick or conclusive U.S. victory.
However, it was a struggle for the Chinese army. They had so many soldiers, but very few supplies against the frigid weathers, and were forced to sometimes share all what they had.
The Chinese and North Korean armies did end up pushing the South Koreans back to the 38th parallel, creating a stalemate.
However, recently tensions have been on the rise between the U.S. and North Korea. There have been multiple bomb threats and just attacking threats in general coming from North Korea. The war technically never ended. There is only a ceasefire. At the time, China and America could not come to an agreement on North and South Korea, resulting in the demilitarized zone. To this day, there has not been a formal peace treaty signed, leaving North Korea remaining in a communist state and South Korea with a democracy.
In South Korea, they hold national bombing drills. Students file into designated areas such as a gym or a locker room in the school, while drivers must pull over to the side of the road.
During the Korean War, tunnels were made by the North Koreans in an attempt to surprise attack the South Koreans in certain spots. The walls, which are 1.2 meters high and 1 meter wide, are reinforced with concrete slabs. The tunnels have the capacity to move one regiment an hour, which means between 10,000 and 30,000 elite soldiers could pour through the cramped space. There are estimated to be many more tunnels, even though none have been found in 23 years. The most famous tunnel is called the Third Tunnel of Aggression, which has been turned into a tourist attraction where tourists have the opportunity to walk the tunnel on the South Korean side. In the beginning, when Russia took over the north side of Korea, they began to pursue communism, which the U.S. saw as a threat to freedom. Because of this, the U.S. tried to stop the spread of communism. They decided to hold an election for a fair and equal government in South Korea. When North Korea started to invade South Korea and started to win, America stepped in and tried to stop the spread of communism. After the war, North Korea stayed in a communist state while South Korea returned to its democracy. Because of the final split between the communist North and the free South, many families were split as well as thousands in casualties.